Becoming a CEO of one of the top tech companies in the world would be a dream job for anybody, but what if this company was the most toxic company that existed? Think again. You walked in for a job in a top tier company in your young age, worked well for a decade, and later you got appointed as the lead of one of the most profitable sectors in that company. You grew this department of the company to the best department in 4 years and were excelling in this company at the best pace. In a couple of more years, you're suddenly offered the position of the CEO in this company, whose previous CEO was...
Just how much did you guess? 500? 1,000? Even more? No, it's just $99. That's right. It's $99. It's an incredible value, but it's true. It's Windows from Microsoft. Order today.
And you are this person in this story.
They asked me, hey, do you want to be the CEO? And I said, only if you want me to be the CEO. And the feedback I got was, well, but people who want to be CEOs are like, I want to be CEO. I said, look, that's not me.
He is Satya Nadella, the current CEO of Microsoft. He was appointed as the CEO in 2014 and finally got the fruit of his dedication for 16 straight years. But there was one caveat. The work culture at Microsoft was toxic. The stock was not performing well. Even though the previous CEO Steve Ballmer tripled the profits of Microsoft, but the innovation side of Microsoft was stagnant, or you can even say it was declining. Microsoft was famous in the past for aggressive approach towards its competition. They were even taken to court for this, by the way, and we'll talk about that in some other video. But the point is, Microsoft was known for its aggressive approach and being a monopoly. This indirectly cultivated these values in the employees of Microsoft. It was a norm to think that to get ahead in the corporate ladder, it should be at the cost of your colleagues' failures. The employees started believing in zero-sum games, meaning that if you had to win, somebody out there has to lose. This led to a lot of employees leaving Microsoft and joining other tech giants like Google, Amazon, Facebook, etc. The image of Microsoft was not so good, and not everybody wanted to come to Microsoft to work because of their work culture. This was about to change, and it was destined to happen by the hands of Satya Nadella. After 22 long years in the company, he had been under 2 CEOs and he knew all the nitty-gritties and how the work culture is. He knew how employees think and what they think about Microsoft. Satya Nadella joined Microsoft in 1998. He was given the project of the Bing search engine and was told by Steve Ballmer that if he doesn't do good with this project, he won't get another job. Regardless of what happened to Bing later, Steve Ballmer realized what good of an asset Satya Nadella is. After 10 years, he was appointed as the head of cloud services in 2008. He built this department of Microsoft to great profits. He proved his skills and the results were in front of everybody. After the previous CEO Steve Ballmer resigned, the Microsoft stock rose 7% at that day. People thought that the days of losses are done as the leadership is gonna change. Financially, things were pretty good for Microsoft, but the change in culture was very crucial for its survival. Microsoft always wanted to build their ecosystem around their products and services and keep their customers within it. Satya knew that collaboration is greater than competition in the business world. He opened the doors for Microsoft to introduce their products and services to other platforms like Android and iOS. He believed that people should have hands on Microsoft products no matter what they are using, because the world was shifting towards smaller screens from orthodox PCs. In fact, in his first speech as the CEO, he never mentioned Windows once, which had been the greatest hit for Microsoft. He didn't hate Windows, but he also knew the importance of other products for the future of Microsoft. He had a vision to transform Microsoft culturally, and so he did. The traces of it can be seen in the acquisitions of LinkedIn and GitHub. This showed the world that Microsoft is up to something new. We don't know whether this was because of Satya or the investors saw a new opportunity that grew the stock by 700%. Satya Nadella is credited for the financial success of Microsoft, but he's less known for bringing about a cultural change in Microsoft. He cultivated these seeds in Microsoft culture, which would be helpful for them for the next few decades. He changed the management structure of Microsoft and gave responsibilities to the most worthy people to lead various sectors of Microsoft, from appointing Chief Strategy Officer to the Chief People's Officers, etc. The management style of Microsoft had changed. He thought that for an employee, a meeting should not be something that he has to report to a senior. He believed that a constructive decision can only be taken when people speak out their ideas. He also believed that the discussions at meetings can have a firm decision only if there's a healthy debate amongst the conflicting opinions in the room. Managing a large number of 125,000 people was very tough. It required a lot of time and effort, but though tough, changes had to be done. He instilled a growth mindset in the Microsoft employees, meaning people wanted to grow and learn rather than focusing on what they already know. Due to the acquisitions of LinkedIn and GitHub, the future seems pretty good. A good chunk of recurring revenue comes from Windows and Microsoft Office products. The web services wing Microsoft Azure is also accounting to a larger percentage in the recent years. There's Xbox coming to the party too, and a bunch of other things like LinkedIn, GitHub, etc. adding up to their revenue. You might think, what does LinkedIn have to do with Microsoft? Microsoft has nothing to do with recruiting or social networking, but this is actually a long-term play. Let's connect the dots. The future of Microsoft is in AI in everything, may it be in their products or in their services under Microsoft Azure. For training this AI, a lot of data is needed. LinkedIn has over 600 million active users all across the world, and GitHub is the most primary tool in every developer's toolkit. Both the products provide a good amount of data for Microsoft to research and develop their artificial intelligence more accurately. Let's see what future holds for Microsoft and how it grows further from here. We don't know how long will Satya Nadella serve as the CEO, but hopefully the cultural shift that he brought will sustain in Microsoft. This video was based on a research paper of London Business School. The link to that research paper is in the description below. If you're interested to know in depth, you can check it out. My social media links are in the description as well. See you there. And that's not it. There's a Discord community that I'm building. The link to it is in the pinned comments. There are a bunch of productive folks who are working on cool stuff together. If you like this video, there are a bunch of cool videos on this channel as well. Check them out. So that was it for this video, and I'll see you guys on the other side.